Welcome to Coin Collector's World. What if I told you that one tiny coin, something you could easily overlook in your pocket change, might secretly be worth a fortune? Most people toss pennies aside without thinking twice. They pile up in jars, fall between couch cushions, or sit forgotten in drawers. But hidden among them is one of the rarest treasures of American coinage, the 1982 1-cent penny with no mint mark. And today, I'm going to take you deep into its story, why it's so rare, and how this little coin has shocked collectors with its incredible value. Let's step back into history. The year was 1982, and the United States Mint was facing a serious problem. For decades, the penny had been struck using 95% copper. But the price of copper had climbed so high that making a penny almost cost the government more than the coin's actual face value. Imagine spending more than 1 cent just to produce a 1-cent coin. It didn't make sense anymore. So the mint had no choice but to act. That year, they began one of the most important transitions in U.S. coin history. They changed the penny's composition from heavy copper to a lighter version made of zinc with a thin copper coating. Now, on the surface, these coins looked nearly identical. But in weight, they were different. The old copper pennies weighed about 3.1 grams, while the new zinc ones weighed only 2.5 grams. Here's where it gets interesting. Because 1982 was a transition year, the mint didn't just strike one type of penny. They actually struck multiple varieties, copper and zinc, small date and large date, some with mint marks, some without. To most people, these differences are invisible. But to collectors, they mean everything. Now imagine this. In the middle of all this chaos, a special mistake was made. A small number of 1982 pennies were struck without a mint mark, and some of these were struck on the old copper planchets. That means they carried a rare combination that wasn't supposed to exist. And that's why this particular penny has become a legend. Think about it, billions of ordinary pennies left the mint that year. Billions. You see them every day. But only a tiny handful of these rare no-mint mark copper versions survived. Finding one is like winning a hidden lottery that most people don't even know exists. So why do collectors go crazy for this coin? 3 reasons. First, the history. This coin represents one of the biggest changes in American money, the switch from copper to zinc. It's like holding a piece of time when the country's economy was changing, and the mint had to adapt. Second, the rarity. The odds of finding one are unbelievably small. That scarcity drives up demand, because every collector dreams of owning what so few others can. And third, the condition. Coins that have been passed around in circulation usually have scratches, dings, and wear. But if you happen to have one in mint state, crisp and uncirculated, the value skyrockets. Collectors will pay massive amounts for a coin like that because it's not just rare, it's rare in perfect condition. Picture this moment. You're at home, pouring out an old jar of coins. You pick up a penny from 1982. At first, it looks ordinary. But you notice it feels just a little heavier than others. Curious, you place it on a scale, and the weight reads 3.1 grams. You look closer and see there's no mint mark. Suddenly, your heart races. Could it be? Could this tiny piece of copper in your hand actually be worth more than you ever imagined? Collectors around the world dream about moments like that. They've searched for years, checking every penny they come across, hoping to find one of these hidden treasures. Auction houses know the excitement, too. When a coin like this surfaces, it sparks intense bidding wars. Everyone wants to own a piece of history, a coin that almost slipped into obscurity but instead became a legend. And now, here comes the part you've been waiting for. How much is this small, ordinary-looking penny truly worth? It's hard to believe, but the 1982 no-mint mark penny, when found in excellent condition, has been valued at an astounding $45,000. Today, we are stepping into the world of a coin that most people would never think twice about. At first glance, it looks like the same penny you and I have used countless times to buy small things, to drop in a jar, or even to lose between couch cushions. But today's focus is on the 1987 United States of America 1-cent penny with no mint mark, a coin that hides a fascinating story, one that can turn an ordinary cent into something truly extraordinary. Let's begin with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been one of the most beloved coins in America since its very first issue back in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was revolutionary at the time. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has gone through changes in composition and subtle modifications in design, but it has always remained a coin that people instantly recognize. By 1987, billions of these pennies had been struck, and to the untrained eye, there's nothing special about that year. Yet, for collectors who study details, varieties, and errors, the 1987 penny without a mint mark has become an item of intense fascination. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most pennies struck in Philadelphia during that era carried no mint mark at all, but when collectors talk about the no mint mark variety, they are searching for coins that display unusual characteristics, such as sharp strikes, unusual die states, or error-related features. These are not your everyday coins. They are the kind of finds that make collectors' hearts race because they know such examples are rare and highly sought after. Think about it, every year, billions of pennies roll off the presses. They are mass-produced at an unimaginable scale, designed to serve the simple purpose of being used for everyday transactions. And yet, within this ocean of ordinary coins, there are rare outliers, pieces that, for one reason or another, stand apart from the rest. The 1987 no mint mark penny is one of those outliers, and it's these rare examples that can transform what most people see as pocket change into a valuable collectible. But why does it matter? Why do collectors care about something as small as a missing mint mark? The answer lies in the world of numismatics itself. Collectors are not only seeking metal, they are seeking stories. Each rare coin carries a history, a mystery, and sometimes even a mistake that gives it character. That missing mint mark tells a story about how the coin was made, about the minting process of that time, and about how even the smallest details can change the destiny of a coin. Let's imagine the journey of one of these coins. It was minted in 1987, fresh and bright, newly struck with Abraham Lincoln's profile shining in the light. It might have been used that very same day to buy a newspaper or a cup of coffee. It may have changed hands hundreds of times, passed from wallets to registers, from children's piggy banks to grocery store tills. For decades, it may have seemed like nothing more than an ordinary penny. But then, one day, a collector noticed something different, something unique. This wasn't just any penny. This was a no mint mark 1987 cent in remarkable condition, and suddenly, its value skyrocketed. Collectors love this thrill of discovery. That moment when you realize that what you're holding in your hand isn't just small change, but a rare treasure. And because of that rarity, when coins like these appear at auctions, the demand is overwhelming. Collectors will bid fiercely, knowing full well that opportunities to own such coins are few and far between. The beauty of coin collecting is that it reminds us to look closer at the things we often overlook. A penny may seem like the smallest unit of money, often ignored or left behind. But when you discover one of these rare examples, it changes everything. Suddenly, that penny becomes a piece of history, a piece of art, and a piece of value. So the next time you come across a 1987 penny with no mint mark, don't dismiss it. Hold on to it. Inspect it carefully. Because that little coin in your palm could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And in fact, some of the finest examples of the 1987 no mint mark penny have been known to sell for an astonishing $35,000. Today's video is made just for you. Because in this episode, we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating coins of the United States of America, the 1-cent penny from the year 1996 with the Denver mint mark, also known as the 1996 D penny. Now, at first glance, it looks just like any other penny. Small, copper-colored, and something most people don't even bother to pick up if they see it lying on the ground. But here's the truth that only collectors and coin hunters know: sometimes, these ordinary-looking coins are worth far more than anyone can imagine. And in the case of the 1996 D penny, one tiny mistake at the mint can turn this coin into a piece worth thousands of dollars. Before we dive into its incredible value, let's take a little journey back to the basics. The American 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln penny, has been in circulation since 1909, carrying the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Over the years, billions of these coins have been struck at different mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark, usually a small letter under the date, tells us where the coin was made. In our case, the letter D means the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, why is the 1996 D penny so special? The answer lies in a combination of rarity and error. You see, not all coins come out of the mint perfectly. Some are struck slightly off-center, others may have double images, while some may even have missing details or unique die cracks. And when such errors occur, collectors go wild for them, because these flaws make the coin unique and far more valuable than a regular penny. What's fascinating about the 1996 D penny is that although billions were made, only a few rare error coins have survived in circulation. These are the ones that transform an ordinary cent into a collector's dream. And because they are so difficult to find, their price in the numismatic market skyrockets. Think about it this way: you're going through your old change jar, maybe sorting through coins that have been lying around for years, and suddenly, you notice a 1996 D penny that looks a little unusual. To most people, it would still seem like nothing more than a cent. But if you know what to look for, that very coin could be worth more than the money in your wallet. That's the magic of coin collecting. Stories have already surfaced of lucky individuals discovering such pennies and taking them to auctions or collectors, only to find out that their 1-cent piece is valued higher than they could ever imagine. The thrill of realizing that a coin you thought was worthless is actually a hidden treasure is simply unmatched. Now here comes the most exciting part. Some of these rare 1996 D mint mark pennies have already made history in the coin market. They've been sold for amounts that leave people absolutely stunned. We're not talking about pocket change, and we're not talking about just a couple $100s. No, the value of this tiny penny has reached unbelievable heights. So, how much can the rare 1996 D penny actually be worth? Brace yourself, because one of these coins has been valued by collectors and auction houses at the jaw-dropping price of $30,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin that was meant to be just 1 cent, a coin you could easily overlook, has been valued as high as $30,000. That's the kind of discovery that turns ordinary people into treasure hunters, and that's exactly why coin collecting continues to capture the imagination of people all around the world. So, the next time you get change from a store, don't be too quick to spend or ignore the pennies. Take a closer look. You never know. One of them might just be that special 1996 D penny, the one that could change your fortune forever. Today, we are going deep into the world of one of the most exciting small coins from the United States. It might look tiny, it might look ordinary, but trust me, it hides a secret. We are talking about the 2008 1-cent penny with the Denver Mint mark, better known as the 2008 D penny. Now, why should you care about a simple penny? After all, most people wouldn't even bother to pick one up off the ground. But the truth is, some of these coins are not only rare but also worth thousands of dollars if you happen to spot the right one. That's why penny hunting has become a popular hobby. Collectors across America and even around the world know that the smallest coin can sometimes bring the biggest reward. Let's start with a little background. The United States penny, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, has been in circulation since 1909. Over the years, the design has changed, and different mints across the country have produced billions of them. But not every penny is created equal. Some years, some mint marks, and some rare conditions create a coin that stands out from the rest. And the 2008 D penny happens to be one of those standouts. The D mint mark tells us the coin was made at the Denver Mint, located in Colorado. The Denver Mint is famous for producing huge numbers of coins, but despite the volume, rare examples still sneak through. Sometimes a tiny minting error occurs. Sometimes a coin is preserved in perfect uncirculated condition, which collectors call mint state. And when that happens, the value can skyrocket, now here's where the story gets interesting. The year 2008 was the last full year before the United States released the special 2009 bicentennial pennies honoring Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. Because of this, the 2008 pennies represent the end of an era. Collectors love coins that mark a transition, and they know these coins can become more desirable over time. Imagine this: you're going through your change, maybe looking through a jar of coins that's been sitting on your dresser for years. You pull out a 2008 penny, and you notice the small D under the date. At first, you think nothing of it. But then you take a closer look. Maybe the coin shines with a bright copper-red luster, almost like it just left the mint. Or maybe it has a slight double image on the lettering or the date, something collectors call a doubling error. Suddenly, you realize you could be holding something far more valuable than just 1 cent. Condition is everything in the coin world. A coin that has been passed around in circulation, scratched, or dulled will likely only be worth face value. But if that coin is in mint condition, or better yet, certified by a professional grading service as a top-tier example, that's when collectors open their wallets. These are the coins that go to auction, and this is where the prices climb higher and higher. Some collectors are willing to pay big money just to secure a coin that is not only rare but also represents a piece of history. The 2008 D penny has already proven to be one of those coins. And believe it or not, examples of this penny in pristine, high-grade condition have sold for as much as $5,000. So the next time you come across a penny, don't just toss it aside or ignore it. Take a moment to look at the date, check the mint mark, and see what condition it's in. Because you never know, that little coin sitting quietly in your change could actually be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us today on Coin Collector's World, where every episode brings you closer to the hidden value inside your pocket change. Remember to subscribe, like, and share so more collectors can join our growing community of treasure hunters. Keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop believing that the next coin you find could be the discovery of a lifetime. Until next time, this is Coin Collector's World, where coins tell stories and collectors make history.